you just read this part? Yeah, from here to here. Thank you.
The open of the regular meeting, call to order. The meeting of the Ashtabula City Council was called to order at 7:00 p.m. by Council President Roskovich. Councilor Jody Mills offered the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance was recited. Members present, President John Roskovich, Vice President Russell Simeone, Councilor Terrence Guerrero, Councilor Rolisa Holman, Councilor Jody Mills, Councilor Jane DeGiacomo, members absent, Mrs. Kim Foglio, officers present, Mr. Tim Manier, Clerk of Council Ashley Bell. Ward 5, Councilor Jane DeGiacomo moved to excuse. Ward 1, Councilor Foglio. Jane DeGiacomo moved to, Councilor Kim Foglio. Jane DeGiacomo moved. Ward 3, Councilor Rolisa Holman seconded.
Okay, and there we go. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, are there any other discussion on the minutes? May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Foglio, second by Ms. Holman. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The minutes will stand as approved. Thank you. We will then begin with the administrative team report. Mr. Timonier?
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I would like an ordinance to execute change order number 1 with Severino Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $9,393.29 for the purpose of providing additional drainage for Smithfield Park for the Smithfield Park Drainage Project. Funding for this change order will be taken from Fund 290.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I move on the manager's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Foglio, second by Mrs. Mills. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add it to the agenda by a 7-0 vote.
Next, I would like an ordinance to authorize the disposal of certain firearms which have been forfeited to the Ashtabula City Police Department by trade-in for credit against the purchase of new police weapons and equipment.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I move on the manager's recommendation.
Mrs. Foglio moves. I will second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add it to our agenda by a 7-0 vote.
Next, I would like an ordinance to enter into an agreement with NOPEC of Solon, Ohio, for the purpose of accepting the 2024 NOPEC Energized Community Grant in the amount not to exceed $27,849.
Move on the manager's recommendation. Second.
Motion by Ms. Holman, a second by Mr. Guerrero. Any discussion?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Is this something that is pretty much yearly? Okay,
Mr. President, yes. Ms. Mills, yes. It's usually yearly.
okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add it to our agenda by a 7-0 vote.
Next, I would like an ordinance to enter into an agreement with CT Consultants of Mentor, Ohio, as the sole bidder for the Water Pollution Control Industrial Pretreatment Program Administration in the amount not to exceed $18,300 per year for a minimum of 2 years. Funding for this expense will be taken from the 503 fund.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I move on the manager's recommendation.
I'll second.
Motion by Mrs. Foglio, second by Mr. Guerrero. Any discussion? I see our bids tonight are ending in zeros, so that's 39 cents or something, so we're doing, make it easier on the bookkeeping. All right, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add that to our agenda by a 7-0 vote.
And lastly, with your consent, I would like to appoint Mr. Michael Spielman to the Park Board for a term to commence immediately and end on May 21st, 2025.
Can I have I just need do I need a motion? Probably, yeah. Do I need a motion or just a voice vote? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Mr. Spielman will be appointed by a 7-0 vote.
Mr. President, that's all I have for my report.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions or comments? Okay. All right, we will go on with the City Solicitor, Ms. Cooper.
I have no report tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper. Ms. Augustine?
I have no report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Augustine. And Ms. Bell?
No report.
Thank you very much. So that was a quick meeting. I did want to mention, during the city council part, I wanted to mention that there seems to be a lot of talk about the increase in property taxes that people have been receiving. I know mine have gone up 30-some percent, so quite a bit. And I've been in my house for 40 years, and I've never experienced anything like this. I was talking to my neighbor guy, he's been in his house 70 years and never, but I think it's important to understand that issue is not an issue that the city has control over, and it will not affect us in terms of receiving revenue. So for example, we have, help me out here, we have two levies, a paving levy and a police levy, and they are both renewal levies, and the property tax bill will not be affected by those. The amount of money we will collect will still be the same regardless of the property tax bill that you received. And I think that's important to note. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it, so hopefully, as you deal with those, I know it's a burden. I know it was quite a surprise when I got my bill. But I think it's important to remember that cities and schools, we're dealing on set budgets, and hopefully the voters will keep that, or the citizens will keep that in mind as they go to the polls. Am I allowed to say go to the polls? Okay. I don't want to say anything wrong, so, all right. Thank you. Thank you for your guidance. All right. Are there any I don't think we've had any committee meetings. Community development and economic development?
So our next meeting is February 27th, but there is a Parks Board meeting tomorrow night, 5 o'clock.
Okay. And where's that at? Here?
It's right here.
Okay, here in this room, okay. Finance and personnel,
Let's see, our next meeting will be February 16th at 8:30.
okay. Public Works, Mrs. Mills.
Our January 28th meeting, actually, I was so excited for that, but it was canceled because of the weather. So our next meeting is Tuesday, February 27th at 8:30. And just also to let you know, we're going to have a guest in March. It's going to be Mrs. Lisa Newsome, the Ashtabula Area City Schools Superintendent. So looking forward to that.
Thank you. In Safety Forces will be February 12th, which is next Monday at 8:45. And I believe we are going to have a discussion or a visitor from our Civil Service Commission coming, and then our regular police and fire reports. So, because we are still looking for someone to assume the position of the civil service. The gentleman, Mr. Baylog, is transitioning out, and we need somebody to come in and help out. So, okay. The planning, the architecture, the Historical Preservation Committee will be meeting in a couple weeks. Like I said last time, we just approved some sign issues on Bridge Street. The Planning Commission is meeting next week, and there's a couple items on the agenda. One item is okay, I say? One item is a variance for a child care center that will be taking over a building in the city, and they're going to be remodeling. I hear they may be adding on and so forth. So I think we're excited about that, a long-established child care business, and they're going to be using a building that I think's been vacant for a while, and I think it'll be a real boost to that neighborhood. And it's a good thing. So that'll be on the Planning Commission. And then there were two other minor, that one stood out. Do you remember the other two, Mr. Timonier?
So one is for several homes to be built on Columbus Avenue Extension off of East Sixth Street, heading north there. And then the other one was to operate a pharmacy on State Road.
That's, yeah, that's what I was. I was surprised this, and where's that on State Road? That's down by,
It would be in the former Hughes Roller Building. where-
Yes.
Yep.
yeah, okay. Is that like a local pharmacy person or just, it's not a
It's part-
chain?
No, it's not a chain.
Okay.
It's, yeah, I don't believe it is. It's part of
Yeah,
community counseling that's moving in there.
okay, it
Yes.
was good. And then the house is on the Columbus Avenue extension. That's between East Sixth Street and the docks.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting too, and there haven't been houses there in a while, so that's pretty exciting too. Okay, so, yeah, I wanted to share with you, the Planning Commission has some exciting things coming up.
And the hope is when we redo the zoning, we won't have to have those types of
We won't have to
meetings.
have that. I like to go find out what's going on. so. No, good. Anything else? Okay, we will come to the legislative part of our agenda. If anyone in the audience would like to comment on any of these items, disposing of obsolete vehicles, an agreement for Heritage Fire Equipment to buy gloves and hoods, for Heritage Fire Equipment to buy hoses and nozzles, a change order with Savarino Construction, and disposing of certain firearms which have been forfeited to the city police. Would anyone like to comment on any of those items? Seeing no one, we will, Ms. Bell, will you read us tonight's legislation?
Ordinance number 22410, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to dispose of obsolete and unneeded vehicles. Ordinance number 22411, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Heritage Fire Equipment for the purchase of gloves and hoods for the Ashtabula Fire Department. Ordinance number 22412, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Heritage Fire Equipment for the purchase of various hoses and nozzles for the Ashtabula Fire Department. Ordinance number 22413, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a change order number 1 with J. Severino Construction Company, increasing the contract price by $9,393.29 for the Smithfield Drainage Project. Ordinance number 22414, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to dispose of certain firearms which have been forfeited to the city police by trade-in for credit against the purchase of new police weapons and equipment.
Thank you. Is it council's desire to handle tonight's legislation in consent agenda format?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Foglio, a second by Mrs. DeGiacomo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will handle tonight's legislation by consent agenda by a 7-0 vote. I would like to entertain a motion to waive the reading of the legislation in its entirety.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Ms. DeGiacomo, second by Ms. Holman. Any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. President, where does one dispose of a firearm?
That's a good question, Mr. Termina.
Mr. President, so, Mr. Guerrero, we have companies that we work with where we purchase the equipment. They will buy these from us and use that as an offset for the equipment.
It's like a trade-in.
It's like a trade-in, yes. Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Guerrero. That's good to know. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will waive the reading of the legislation by a 7-0 vote. May we have a motion to waive the charter requirements of 2 readings?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Mills, second by Mr. Simeon. Would you please call the roll on that?
Mrs. DeGiacomo?
Yes.
Mrs. Foglio?
Yes.
Mr. Guerrero?
Yes.
Mr. Simeone?
Here, yes.
Mr. Roskovitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Holman?
Yes.
Ms. Mills?
Yes.
We will waive the 2 readings by a 7-0 vote. We will now vote on passage of the legislation.
Mrs. Foglio?
Yes.
Mr. Guerrero?
Yes.
Mr. Simeone?
Yes.
Mr. Roskovitz?
Yes.
Ms. Holman?
Yes.
Mrs. Mills?
Yes.
Mrs. DeGiacomo?
Yes.
Tonight's legislation has passed all pieces of legislation have passed by a 7-0 vote. And I believe that's it. No other legislation?
Correct.
Thank you. All right, we will now move on to our unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business before council?
Mr. President, I don't know if this is when we ask how things are going. I mean, I know, Mr. Manager, you wanted us to go through our roads and our wards and stuff, so where you think we are on paving and dollars?
I have not put that together yet, but that's something we're working on this week and next week.
Okay.
I can tell you with all the projects that are going on, there's not gonna be much. I mean, we're still gonna spend about, so we've already committed 845,000 towards the 531-84 project. There'll be another about 800,000 to spend within the, what we call our road paving project. But remember, we do have 2 projects going on from Aqua that are substantial projects that we can do half and they can do half kind of thing. So we're working on those numbers right now, and then with the input that I received from the counselors and my staff, we've got a list going. We're gonna send that to our engineer. He'll give us the breakdown per road of what those costs are, and then we're gonna try to make it all work.
So I saw when I went by today where Columbus and Sixth meet, so I don't know, was that,
That's part of the project.
okay.
Yeah. The Aqua project is from East Sixth Street. There's 2 portions of it, but both being done at the same time. East Sixth Street to East 15th Street, and then from East 15th Street to the railroad tracks. So the whole stretch. Be about it'll be within the asphalt portion of the roadway for the entire length.
And I was gonna ask you, is, for Dominion, for gas, are they gonna be doing some more, new lines this summer? Any more new?
I don't think we've been notified by any new lines. I
Okay.
know they're finishing up in the harbor, mostly in Ward Run around the Ohio Avenue area. And then they have some restoration to do next year in the areas that they were in last year.
Okay. I know I did have a couple in my area. They asked me, and I said, it's hard because they'll start in the summer. Equipment's everywhere, you know, people have maintained their yards and then it's tore up, you know, and you have bulldozers sitting there and the curbs are out. And then they work until snow flies and then they can't do anything. So I said, you know, you have to still give it another year, you know, that they will come back and fix it, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
That Columbus Avenue to the railroad track, that's probably a good mile, maybe
least,
slightly over a mile. So that's a lot of paving too.
Oh, yeah, that's,
So, you know, when we talk about all the paving that's being done. And then, are the guys out patching? I mean, because I
Constantly,
thought I saw
yeah.
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so we do it both during the day shift and night shift. Obviously, on the night shifts, we try to stay more in the neighborhoods rather than the major roads. It's just a little bit safer that way. And with the warm temperatures, we've been able to keep the street sweeper out. I think we're in Ward 4 right now with the street sweeper.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because I sent my list, and then one of the roads I went down, I said, I think they patched some, I didn't know you could do it this time of year, but you
Yeah,
can.
so we unfortunately can't use hot mix. We have to use Colmac, what
Yeah.
better known as. It's a lot more expensive. It does not do as nice of a job,
Yeah.
but that's what you have to use in the wintertime.
Still, I'm sure it's appreciated. I know.
Well, and you know, the nice thing about not having the snow is we haven't had, you know, the deep freeze and all the plowing and everything. However, when you go above and below the freezing mark as many times as we have, that's where you get the roads blown apart like
Yeah.
that with that freeze thaw. So, and then we had that, you know, torrential rain in the middle of it,
Yeah,
which didn't make it
makes
any
it bad.
better. So.
Mr. President, while we're on that topic, I did get a complaint about the street sweeper. Just, I think because it was so late, and this was in between Lake Avenue and Ohio on 9th Street. And
So late meaning that it was operating at night?
well, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and the lady said that they went by like 10 times. Now, she must have been exaggerating, but, I mean, I said, well, your street must have been pretty clean. But, and I explained that, while they're on thirds, they gotta keep busy. But could that possibly be the case? I mean, maybe that did happen. I mean,
I doubt they went by that many times, but yes, we do run it at night. Yes.
okay, and then on this pothole thing, how exactly, I mean, do we send somebody out to like reconnoiter these streets, or is it just a call-in thing, or because there are some big potholes that?
Yeah, so they're typically reported not only by our staff, but people that call in. So, and then we try to do areas, we walk through the areas or drive through the areas and fix the ones that we have to fix. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. President?
Yeah.
So I got a complaint about the street sweeper too, but it wasn't for sound. The person complaining felt that it left the street dirtier than what it, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's gonna leave some residue, but the big chunks of stuff is what we pick up. I mean, it's gonna leave, you're gonna be able to see where it came through.
Okay.
But the big, the leaves and the debris and stuff like
Okay.
that should all be sucked up.
I see.
It keeps the curb line
Correct.
clean, and then all that stuff won't end up in the, what's it called, sewer grade?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
storm.
So
catch
that
basins.
helps that way, yeah.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
please make sure it goes down Bridge Street, because I always have my people on Bridge Street that complain the street sweeper never goes down there. So if you could
We can
just,
check
for
the cameras
my
and show them how
people,
many times they go down there, but yeah,
Okay.
we hit Bridge Street and Main Avenue
Great.
quite often, and we do that in the middle of the night because that's when the cars are not parked on those two areas.
How about, is there any way we could use all the salt we haven't been using? Can we use that to patch the roads? That
Yeah,
would-
I wish. So actually, believe it or not, we still have
Kind
gone
of
through.
paste or something?
We still have gone through quite a bit of salt with and actually last night, we were out salting because the fog actually froze.
Yeah.
During the nighttime, so we did have to salt last night. We are part of the state purchasing program through ODOT when it comes to salt. We commit to a certain tonnage every year, so regardless if we use it or not, we have to purchase,
Gotta
I think
buy it.
ours is 2,500 tons is our allotment.
And you never know, we still have February and March. and,
Yep. It's usually snows in April, so.
Yeah. Okay, anything else regarding the roads or anything that we've been talking about? Any other unfinished business?
Mr. President?
Yes.
For this, the solid waste management, information that we need to be reviewing, to do something before May, can you, give a little update on that? I looked up the one thing and it was 283 pages to read, so I haven't
Yeah.
delved into that part yet.
So there is a summary sheet in there for you. It's only a couple pages.
Yeah, I
so
got some
basically-
of those I've looked over today,
So this
but
is something I think that's the solid waste district's been working on since 2022. It takes a long time to update the plan, the solid waste district plan for the county. I serve on the solid waste district board because of our status as the largest municipality in the county. So it's something we've been working on a while with a consultant to get that updated. It's for the next 15 years, but I think it's every 5 years we do a review. We, as again, the largest municipality, have to ratify it in order for it to happen. So we kind of, I guess you'd say, have veto power of it. But the plan is a good plan. It's following, trying to get recycling. We are still a big portion of that, finishing off recycling within the community curbside. The recycling spots that are around the county for drop off are all part of that plan. And doing all the different hazardous waste pickup events that they have, tire amnesty days, that's all in that plan there.
I was kind of looking over that today. It was interesting to know that 80% of the trash is industrial.
Yep. So we do have some big industrial users, yes.
Is all this garbage being dumped in the same spot, or, I mean?
It depends. Some industrial waste goes to different landfills depending on the contracts that those people have. A lot of it does end up in Geneva at our landfill. I don't think they take much industrial waste at the landfill. But when you say industrial waste, that could be sawdust from Craft Made. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a toxic type of material. It just is created at industry.
Thank you.
Any other unfinished business? Is there new business this evening?
Mr. President,
Yes.
we had a visitor, Miss Kim Sims, who applied to be a part of our Parks and Recreation Board, and I would like to make a motion to appoint her this evening.
I'll second that.
So there's a motion by Ms. Holman and a second by Mr. Giacomo to add Ms. Kimberly Sims to the Park and Recreation Board. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we will add Ms. Sims by a 7-0 vote, and Ms. Bell, you will contact Ms. Sims. You should, on the forum, maybe have her address and stuff. And
Yes.
let her know she's been appointed, and tomorrow is the meeting at 5 o'clock. Might be a little too soon for her, but at least she'll, touch base and get on the schedule and so forth. Okay?
Mr. President,
And, oh, yeah,
just out of curiosity, how many parks do we have? Do we maintain, I should say?
Oh, it's 11. I think one is still in question.
Now, he said, how many do we have? And his second question was, how many do we maintain?
We do maintenance on all of them.
and also then, along those lines, according to Mrs. DeGiacomo, we have one more position for council to fill. Council has one more position for any interested citizen who would like to serve on the park committee.
And Mr. Timonier, will you explain to people out there in Facebook land how they would go about doing that, finding the application online?
Sure, you just go to the City of Ashtabula's website, and under the Government tab, you'll see Boards and Commissions. And in big bold letters, there's a Board of Commission application of interest.
Thank you. And Counselor DeGiacomo, and for those people who may not spend time on Facebook, you can certainly come to the office here and get a paper application to complete and submit.
Yes, you can.
Okay, also, we have two, and I think we may have done, Ms. Cooper, do we have to vote on liquor license only if we are going to hold a hearing or something? But we've had two requests for liquor license. I think with these ones we might have mentioned, Main Avenue LLC, they're taking over a liquor license from the Angry Egg, and this is gonna be used in the old Casa Capella building. And then there's also a liquor license transfer for Pragi, Pragi, Pragi 4, to take over the liquor license from the Ohio CVS store. And that's gonna be the old Lawson's on Lake Avenue. Used to be, most recently, Burrito Loco. Okay?
Yep,
But those of, I think we already mentioned those.
So, Mr. President,
Yep.
those came to you before you, just for a voice vote to fill out the Trex form.
Okay.
So now these have been issued, and now it's whether or not council would like to have a hearing on either one of those.
Yes.
Administration doesn't feel there's anything necessary for a hearing on either one.
And the one on Main Avenue would be, is that your ward, Miss Mills?
What's
Mrs.
that?
Mills? The old Casa Capelli, that's in
Yes.
your ward?
Yes.
Do you have any concerns about the liquor license being there?
No.
No? We're happy to see that, right?
It's
Even though
exciting
it's
that
co-
it's going to be opening. Yes.
Is it? Even though it's coming from the Angry Egg, we're still welcome that. And then, Mr. Guerrero, the old Lawson stores, Burrito Loco, that's in your ward. Any concerns?
No, I'm sorry, that's not my ward.
No, no? Oh, no?
I think that might be.
I think that's Ward 3.
Ward, your ward? I'm sorry, I'm only about 50 years behind, so that used to be Ward 2.
One time that was Ward 2, but it is no longer.
Yeah, yeah, years and years ago, shows you how old. Ms. Holman, do you have any concern about that? Okay, thank you. Where does Ward 2 end then? Well, I know on
the
Lake
west si-
Avenue.
On the west side of the river, I am from Walnut to West 14th,
Right,
west to Ohio Avenue.
right. What about the east side?
From the railroad tracks on Columbus Avenue, north, Harbor Avenue area,
Okay,
north, the Lakeshore Park area that's actually in the city.
yeah. But like the hospital, that's in Ward 3. Okay, yeah, okay. See, yeah, I'm old fashioned. I mean,
It's an interesting way it's actually cut up, though, and I think hopefully we'll review that sometime in
Yeah.
the future.
because, yeah, years ago, Ward 1 went all the way to the river. Ward 2 was all, that, 40 acres, that was all Ward 2 and such, so. Okay. All right, thank you. Is there any other new business? Okay. Is there anything for tell us something we don't know?
I got a few things. Oh,
Okay.
go ahead, Kim.
Oh, I just have one.
Oh, go ahead.
We're going to be starting Lent next week, and Our Lady of Peace Parish has their fabulous fish dinners on Friday from 4 to 7. You can dine in or carry out. So if you're looking for something good to eat, just remember the parish has their fish fry.
And Lent begins, I don't know how often this happens. Lent and Valentine's Day are the same day. So I don't know how that happened. It's like the lunar eclipse or the solar eclipse, whatever we're having. Mrs. Mills, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to go over, I thought it was kind of exciting. There's a few new businesses. Fork and Cake on Bridge Street is, I guess they have an opening day this Saturday from 10 to 5. So I saw on Facebook, and I don't know how they do that when they do the video real quick showing, how they do and decorate the cake. So they have everything from baked goods, cake, I think coffee and all that. So that's on Saturday. I don't know if you've been in the DG Market. I was pretty impressed. I think they're open like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., but I talked to a lot of the staff in there, and it seems like they're getting a lot of positive feedback. And whenever I've stopped in, it seems like it's always busy, at least the parking lot's, like half full or whatever. So it sounds like the one day when they started to open, I think they had ran out of like basic stuff like milk and bread. So they were gauging on their ordering. So I think it's needed. It was that in-between kind of food desert. So that's exciting. And then Bridge Street Tavern on Bridge Street, they did have a soft opening. They're opening now. That seems to be going good. And then a few of us went to the ribbon cutting at Serendipity Massage Studio that's by Lakeway, by the post office there. So there's another spa down there. So just a lot of new things that opened up within the last 2 weeks or so. So
Very good. And the uniform store also moved to Bridge Street.
oh, that's
Where
right.
you buy medical, or you get medical uniforms, right next to Cake and Fork.
Yes. And I did have some updates on the cleanup. Mr. Sal Jackson and Mrs. DiGiacomo and I and the clerk have been working on a few things. So we got started. We have a new flyer I gave to all the counselors today so that hopefully they can probably put one on their refrigerator, but then pass some along to your circle of friends, your church, whatever, to gather some committees. So it's Saturday, April 20th, 8:30 a.m. till noon, rain or shine. Regardless where our building is moved to, we're still gonna meet here in this parking lot, the Key Bank parking lot. We are going to have our lunch at the YMCA, and Signature Health has volunteered to sponsor the whole meal. So we're excited. We're putting a lot of time and effort. We're trying to get schools and groups rallied around. So our team is going to meet again in February, and we have the momentum going, and our new clerk is wonderful because she has our spreadsheet going and updating that and letting us know. She's so good with technology, so I thank you for that. So that's going really well. So if you have a new team, reach out to us.
So, Mrs. Mills, for the benefit of us that don't know, meaning me, on this cleanup day,
Yep.
you basically pick up litter, right? And then you go right over to the transfer station and dump it, is that?
No. We strategically drive through the whole city, so we have scheduled areas, and then the trash guys know we coordinate with the city manager, and they'll come and pick it up. And we go over that when we do, our first meet and greet. So we tell people, if you can, if I give you a certain street, they kind of keep the bags together. The guys are good about going around and double check. And then usually Jane and I will go back around. If we think we might have missed something, we'll give a call. So it's pretty organized, and it's kind of sad to say this, kind of the same areas as where we see the litter. And hopefully that we keep promoting and doing this, that people will really think about maybe before they throw something out. I know it's hard. You'll see things blowing around now. I just want to stop and get a bag all the time.
So
There's a lot.
if anybody on council wants to form a team, we welcome you. We need many hands make light work.
And we're going to be working on, as we have teams, the clerk graciously will help us, that we're going to try to make some video snippets. So if it's a school or a club or a church, we're going to get you, and you're going to say how you're going to make an impact on the city. So then we'll have some of those things, uploaded on Facebook, so that people will maybe get inspired to want to join in on that day, and like spring cleaning, get things cleaned up.
Very good.
Yes, Mr. President, I just want to publicly thank Christine Hill, who's a part of the Ashtabula City Health Department, for their support in getting our applications submitted and approved to join GARE, which is the Government Alliance for Racial Equity. We're now a part of a network of city municipalities working on this effort to explore racism as a public health crisis. So I, along with the other members, want to thank the city for their support, the health department for the support, and we're really excited to get working with them moving forward. So more to come on that.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Holman. And whenever you would like to report on the workings of the ad hoc committee and let everybody know how busy you've been and what you have planned coming up, that'd be great. And like I said, I think it's a great reflection on our city that we have this committee and we're supporting it and dealing with it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Anything else? Anybody else have anything they'd like to add?
Just a reminder that our RAM clinic, our remote area medical clinic, is coming up, so residents can go, even folks who aren't residents, dental, vision, and medical free services available to everyone on April 13th through the 14th at Lakeside High School.
Very good. Thank you.
Mr. President, at the Access to Care meeting we had in January, JP Ducro was in on that. They are working on some transportation for the RAM, so that if there's people who, since it's out at Lakeside, can't get there, so there's more to come on that. But so we're trying to make it so that there'd be an access point and for pickups, like shuttle things. So more to come on that, but that's always an issue. They've had people walking there, and then, they kind of camp out late, and I mean, it's there's a big need, and they do good services. So more to come on that one too.
And it is February, it's Black History Month, so I encourage everyone to learn a bit more about the African American community and the contributions, not only nationally, worldwide, and in our city and county as well.
Thank you. And I think they do have some events planned at the Hubbard House. I think I was reading. Are there some events planned down there? I think there may be. So, okay. In addition to other things. So anything else anybody has? Anyone in the public would like to share anything with council? No? All right, so with that in mind, we will adjourn our meeting, but our next meeting will be Tuesday. It's going to be Tuesday, February 20th at 7 o'clock. Monday is President's Day, so we will meet Tuesday, 7 o'clock. So until then, everybody be safe, and we wish you well, and I adjourn the meeting. Thank you.